Hello, friends, family, and future generations. It's Peterson's Farm of Nashville. And today we are going to change the oil and filter and grease up a few things on the Kubota L3301. So to access the filter and to ease the access of some of the other maintenance items we'll be checking, we're going to open up the hood. And I'll show you how to do that. But first, the one thing you do need to do is lift your front end loader up high enough to access the hood. I always lift it up to where I want, then I lock it out right here. Just to make sure that it's in lock position, just as a little extra safety measure. And then also make sure your parking brake is on, which mine is not. So we'll go ahead and get that parking brake on. All right, first thing we gotta do is unhook this front grill guard. It just goes down just a little bit like that. Bless me. Unhook the front grill guard, it just goes down like that. And then we have this little pull lever here. Just pull, release the hood itself. Just get it up out of the way so that we can access some of the stuff here and blow this all out with the air compressor. And then check a couple filters as well. Alright, so we're going to use a 19. And we have a oil drain bolt on this side as well as the other side, the opposite side. So we'll go ahead and just get this positioned so when that oil comes pouring out, we'll have as little collateral damage as possible. Better get it over here. Oh, see? Now along with that oil bolt, there is a washer. Do not lose the washer. Have a rag handy too. Alright, then we'll go ahead and clean the oil bolt off before reinserting it, remembering to put the washer back on. That fell off during the time we took the bolt out. And then just snug it up, not awfully tight, a little bit more than snug. Now we're going to push this the opposite way. Do the opposite side and see if there's any oil that comes out there. Hello all. Be careful not to smash your fingers on the main, like that. Mainframe. Knuckle buster. Alright. Let's see how much oil we get up this side, if any. And it's a identical bolt, just on the opposite side of the one we removed in the beginning. I'd imagine we, here again, don't lose the washer. So we are getting quite a bit of oil out on this side. This is the shaft. It goes from the front diff to the rear diff. And it's in a space in between these two oil tanks. Oil pans, I guess you could call them. Be sure to clean off the bolt and washer, making sure that the washer is reapplied to the bolt prior to reinstalling the bolt on this side, like so. And just take your 19 socket and a little bit more and snug. There you go. The oil filter is located right here on the engine, just underneath this guard, and then just in front of the oil bowl. Go ahead and get this pan over. And then for those who have seen my Dodge Ram and Bad Boy oil filter changes, you'll recognize this great tool. Hello YouTube. Welcome to Peterson's Farm of Nashville. I will be removing the Kubota oil filter today. Hope you enjoy. Ha 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 ha. Adjustment possible. Then we just loosen the oil filter. That one could have probably come off by hand. Should not be much oil in the engine, but as you can see, the oil filter is at a 90-degree angle. So the oil that you see coming out is probably coming out of the filter itself. I would say so, yes. Little bit of residual oil coming out of the engine. All right, and as you can see, we just need to clean up the mounting surface a little bit prior to reinstalling the new filter. Okay. Today we'll be using Providence Synthetic Blend 15W40 diesel engine oil. You ask, why do I not use Kubota? Well, I've bought Kubota oil brand before, and nobody can tell me what kind of oil is in it. It's not like there's any super secret oil. So I'm putting the same oil into my Kubota tractor that I put into my Ram 2500 Cummins 6.7 diesel engine. This is expensive stuff, especially the synthetic blend. So it is rated at all the top level diesel engine manufacturer's requirements, and has been doing fine in my Ram pickup. So this is what we're installing today. So after hand starting the new oil filter, we'll just use the same tool that we used to take it off, and about 1 to 1.5 turns is what you want to get on the oil filter, being sure not to damage it in the clamp holding process. Okay, now to add the oil, you just locate your oil fill cap, which should be on the same size or same side of the tractor where your oil filter is located. And you just unscrew that. You could remove this panel for ease of access, but I'm not going to do that if don't need to. You do want to clean any debris away from the opening that may have accumulated over your tractor's use. So the book calls for 7.1 quarts of oil. The book calls for 7.1 quarts of oil. So we purchased this 2-gallon, which is 8 quarts of HD 1540 synthetic blend diesel oil. Make sure that that's going to stay in there, and start adding oil and watching for any leaks. I was reading the manual, and it did state that you do your first oil change at 50 hours and then every 400 hours after that. Didn't realize that. I only have a little over 200 hours on my tractor, but every time I check the oil it just looks so dirty. So we'll monitor this fully synthetic oil and see how well it holds up, and check it again, maybe change it again at 400 hours as stated in the manual. So maybe a little overkill, but we want to make sure we take care of this engine. We're going to go ahead and check the oil level by putting the dipstick all the way down, and then look at what we got. So we're definitely within the hash mark, way within the hash mark. Doesn't give you any indicators other than this hash mark right here and that hash mark right there. So you need to be at least in these two hash marks, which we are. With that being said, we still have room to go from here to there. So we'll go ahead and add a little more oil just for engine startup. Alright, looks like we're up at the top of our hash mark now. So after we start it, it should go down just a little bit and be just right. Alright, along with cleaning the inlet, you must also clean the cap off. Just get all kinds of debris and stuff on there. Okay, so that's how you change your oil in your L3301 Kubota diesel tractor. Hope you got something out of that, and we'll go ahead and blow the filters off now and get all the inner side of the engine compartment cleaned up. We'll check the fuel water separator as well. Alright, we got the compressor running, building up some air. We'll go ahead and remove the air filter, the air breather. And there's this little ring here that you pull up, pitch, and remove the screen that's in front of the radiator. We'll go ahead and blow this off. As you can see, there's quite a bit of grass debris in the field. This is going to be even worse here, I would say. I'm hoping a mouse has not been camping out. So we got the engine air filter checked, the radiator screen checked, everything blown out with the air hose. Check the radiator fluid, which we know we're gonna need some. It's on the low side, but it's okay for right now. Pick up some radiator fluid, get that changed up. Okay, one last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna check this water filter separator. And you can see you want to drain any water that's in there. Turn this cock valve to off. Loosen this ring here. And then remove the glass. We'll go ahead and just dump this. So when you look down in there, you're going to see some crud and debris and all that stuff. Also be careful that when you pull this off, this doesn't fall out and lose it. So we're just going to clean this out a little bit with air. Get it all nice and clean. Be careful not to hurt your hand. Get it all nice and clean in there. And then just check the filter itself for debris. Again, just clean it up a little bit. Like so. It's just got a little O-ring there. Just slides up onto the fitting, like so. Clicks in. And then obviously, alright. Just a couple last check items. We put the screen back in. Remember to get some antifreeze. Got that engine filter cleaned out. Got the dipstick back in. Check the oil. The oil's good. Let's go ahead and put the hood down, which again you're going to have to pull out on that pin, then release it once the hood's down, and then push back on the brush guard so it clicks in. And that, my friends, is the end of Phil's L3301 Kubota diesel oil and filter change, and a few other maintenance items. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you got something out of that. Now let's go finish cutting the grass.